it was the year before John was born. So anyway, my mother was saying, I said, Mom, read mine. She goes,
you know what that means, EPAC?
Oh, she's going, I see this, I see that. And I had just found out I was pregnant. And my mother, her knees were still black and blue, praying to God that I would have a normal child when I had Maggie, because I was 42, right? And so now she's saying, she's going around like this. And she says, Anna, I see baby. I said, Mom, how would you know that? What? And I said, because I'm pregnant. She said, I'll never read tea leaves again. And she didn't.
She stopped.
She was so... Really? Now she was back on the... she had to kneel and pray now for another 9 months. I had a healthy baby. But you know what?
Baby, look at him now.
David, tell everybody about Mom and your Uncle Bill when you and I were going to get married.
Well, we went up to your apartment. That famous apartment at 306 Main Street in Richfield Park, New Jersey. Up on the 5th floor.
Only wild girls have their own apartment when you've got a mother that's 79 years old, right? I was not really wild, but I had my own apartment. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I don't know. There's not much to tell except that at that event, your mother was reading tea leaves again.
Right.
And she was having a good time with it. And my uncle was there, who was a bachelor. And my mother did not want me to be like her brother, my mother's brother. Both of them were sitting there. Did not want me to be an old batch like Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill was a great guy. I would love to be like Uncle Bill, because he was really super. But anyway, Mrs. O'Day was sitting at the head of the table reading tea leaves, and she decided she did Uncle Bill. She got his cup, and she was going through her machinations, and of course she was hitting on all 16 cylinders and really zeroing right in on him. And my mother was sitting there and enjoying every second of it. I know it. She's standing at the table, and I know you. My uncle was, I'm not doing that, Margaret. And Mrs. O'Day was going on into her tea leaves, and she was sitting on all those things about Uncle Bill that my mother was always suspicious of, and now Mrs. O'Day was telling her that it was true. You know, in effect, that's really what it was.
We're talking about Uncle Bill having a girlfriend and being a bit of a bon vivant, or whatever they call it, you know, and my mother was, she was...
And he did. He was really a ladies' guy.
And you know what, I think the thing that got Mom going was Uncle Bill showed up that night. She never met him before, and he had a bottle of...
Shivers, Harvey Bristol's cream.
Oh boy.
That's she was set up with Mrs. O'Day.
That meant something to my mother, you know, and that really was what it got her going with Uncle Bill.
Where did Grandma learn to read tea leaves?
She grew up on a farm. In a rustic town.
That explains everything.
They had nothing to do.
They played games.
But
play board games.
So she would just make it up as she went along, or?
Of course she did.
Yeah, she made it up. What you do is you have, Brendan, she
interpreted what she saw in the tea leaves and we just took her off.
You have to have, you know what we should do? The next time we gather, I'm going to make a pot of tea with real tea leaves, and we're going to pour it out in tea cups.
Anna's going to read tea leaves.
No, I'm not going to read them. But what we'll do is we'll do what my mother always did. When you get finished drinking your tea, then you turn your teacup upside down, turn it around 3 times. And then you can exchange cups and see what you see. I mean, you just go with it.
All right.
There's got to be more to it than that. Come on.
I'll be back tomorrow.
You and Brendan, being in the careers that you are, should be able to take it from
What do you see there?
Come on. What do you...
Sure.
No.
I actually have no idea what we're talking about because I've been taking pictures of everybody. So
tea leaves.
I don't know what I agreed to.
My mom just says that tea leaf readers make it up as they go along, and there's nothing to it. It's just a bunch of baloney.
Well, there's a little bit of what you have in the way of knowledge about the person comes out in it. You work on it, but she didn't know Uncle Bill at all. But she was hitting everything. She got lucky.
Get a Ouija
Go
board
like
too.
that.
I used to have one, but I did get rid of it.
We used to
I
play
loved
with
it.
that
When
as a
Mom
kid.
did that, it was just so much fun. And you know what? You have to think, you have to remember that they had nothing really to play with. They just had their imagination.